It's estimated that nearly a quarter of us in this country volunteer on a regular basis, contributing to more than 8 billion hours each year. One Rochester man makes up a sizable portion of those hours, maybe not a billion, but enough to make a big impact in his community. We're going to talk to him in tonight's People Who Care. During a regular Sunday morning Mass at St. Pius X in Rochester, there is the music, the prayers, and the familiar people.
Good morning.
Dr. Doug Wood is a longtime volunteer at St. Pius, his work welcoming and caring for fellow parishioners, of which there are quite a few.
Well, I can tell you with precision about the COVID because I count each Mass, and so usually we have about 300 on a Saturday afternoon.
And then another 450 during 2 Sunday morning services. It's not his full-time gig. That's at Mayo Clinic, where he's a long-time and distinguished cardiologist with a focus on the heart. But then each weekend, his attention turns to more hearts in a different sense of the word. 3 services a weekend, monitoring safety protocols, the hours spent making sure everyone's needs are met. Often, it might feel like St. Pius has become his second home.
Lots of people ask me, do I have a cot here?
And do you?
I don't.
Well, those long hours began to intensify the early spring of 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic was sweeping across the globe. Churches like St. Pius forced to shut down, people told to stay home. It was then that Dr. Wood began his new role, the challenging task of melding the spiritual side and the medical side of churchgoers, keeping everyone safe. Well, on Good Friday of this year, we were there. The safety protocols in place, the spiritual needs met, a result of countless hours of hard work by volunteers like Dr. Wood. And there have been some silver linings along the way. The COVID pandemic has been isolating for millions, but it's also brought some people closer together.
It's an ironic part of this. I would not have thought it to happen, but truly it has deepened my connection to the parish and to the people of the parish and the people of this church.
It's been said that true leaders lead with a servant's heart. That's been the secret to Dr. Wood's success. He hopes his work as a volunteer might inspire others to do the same, always leading by serving others. So what does servant leadership mean to you?
To me, it means being able to do all of the things that are necessary so that people who are doing their jobs are able to do that without much impediment. So my job is to make sure they have the resources and the support to move forward.
St. Pius has moved forward thanks to volunteers like Dr. Wood, who work to make sure people have a faith experience in church that's important to them without having to worry about their safety. A role this cardiologist has shouldered, a mission that comes from his heart. It's a gift you give to others.
It could be. I hope it is.
It's a great gift, and volunteers like Dr. Wood are such a vital part of our community, and he says, consider, please, giving back. Find an organization or a religious community where you can share your times and your talents and make a difference in the lives of others.